So hello everyone. Today I'll be showing how you can send your request for testing your backend API endpoints. So without using the front end. So sometimes you just create forms in your backend and you need to test whether the forms are actually working according to your expectations or not. So for that you need to test your API endpoints by sending various requests. So you can use various tools for that. So today I'll be showing you how you can use Postman. So this is the Postman application, and another is the REST client of Visual Studio Code. So that is an extension which you can install. So now first of all let's explore the Postman software. So for that what you can do is whatever you want to send in your request, that is uh, for now just ignore this right hand side. It's basically the response. Now I already have my server running on this URL. So let's see the request we are sending on the left hand side. So first there are various first there is this name field, then email, then skills, then proficiency, and this experience. So now you might be wondering why I have skills written 3 times. So in Postman you cannot send an array directly. So what you have to do, you have to define each individual item of the array separately. So what I have done is I am sending an array named skills which contains 3 items, that is Node.js, Python, Flask, and React.js. Same goes for proficiency. So this is also an array, and the experience, that is an array of 2 items. So what the right hand side is showing is it is basically returning the request.body. So whatever request I am sending, whatever data I am sending to the server, it's just returning it back. So we can know that our request.body is actually going to the backend as we wanted. So yeah, so you can see we got the name, email, array of skills, array for proficiency, and the array for experience. Now you can also send an image file. I have already selected an image. So let's see. Yeah, so what happened, you just got the image size, then this is the size of the buffer, that is the binary out, like let's not discuss about that, but this is the image size, this is the image name. So we see that yes, the request dot body as well as request dot files, so both are reaching the server. So this is how you can use Postman. Now see here for the image thing, beside every field there is an option that is text or file. So for image or any document you just have to change from text to file, and this is the name. So for example, if here the name is xyz, so in the backend you will be querying it like request.files.xyz. So this will be the name of the file which you want the backend to parse. Now let's move on to the Visual Studio Code, that is the REST client here. So as I said, you can just install this extension. Now here what's going on, so see, this is the basic format for the request you are sending. So first will be the request method, after that following the request URL. This next line is kind of important. The default will be content type default is text plain, I guess. So if you are sending a JSON object, you will need to change it to application JSON. Multipart data, that is along with the files, I'll show you it. Like I already written the code, so I'll be going on to it after this. So you must be wondering that why is there a blank line between this. So this is the format which VS Code REST client expects. The blank line is basically to separate the request body from the request headers or the description above. So after you write this content type, content length, content disposition, anything, so after that you will have to leave a line, and then you will add the request body. So here you can see I have directly added these arrays. So this is one good thing about the VS Code client, that you can directly add the arrays. So let's send a request. Yeah, so you got the exact same response from the server, and you can verify it using Postman or this, the response will be the same. So this is what the form data without any file looks like. Now let's see if I want to send a file. Now this is a little bit complicated. So this is the post method, the post URL. The content type here will be multipart form data. So it's saying that it might contain files. Now here there is something written that is boundary. Now you can name the boundary anything. It is just to specify that this is the starting of a boundary and this is an ending of a boundary. So you just put two hyphens after the boundary name. So that is the end. So anything you write after it, it will not consider in this specific request. And in every individual like separate field, you will just have to add the boundary. So it just says that yeah, these two fields are separate. So first of all, let's see. In this application JSON, it's pretty simple to read, like what I've written. But in this case, when you are sending some fields along with the file, then this is how you'll want to uh, this is how you'll just have the request body. So first of all, this content disposition, that is the form data. Now name is equal to name, name is equal to email, name is equal to skills. So this is what you will send to the, like for example, in the backend you are writing request.body.name. So you will mention the name here, name, then request.body.email, request.body.skills. Now you will see here also I have written skills 3 times. So this is how when you send a multi-part form data, then the array you will have to send each file separately. So here also Node.js, Python, Flask, React. This is the same exact response. Just the format is different because I am also including a file to be sent. So this is, now you might see, as I mentioned above, that whenever you are separating the response body from the headers or the description, you will just leave a blank line. So now this indicates starting of a field. Now this indicates what that field is. So it is details about that specific field. So it's saying that you want to send it by the name, then one line blank to separate the request, like separate the description or text you want to send. So this will be my name. Then after that, another field which is the email. Now one line blank to separate the email. Then another field starting where you will again write the boundary name. So now that will be the skills, and so on. So this is still the experience I've written. Now after that, what this shows is the image I want to send. So what happens in the content disposition, I write form data, then name I put image because I want response dot request dot files dot image. So here the name will be image, and I'll write file name is equal to whatever the file name is. I just kept it one.jpg. So the file name, whenever you write, then it will expect that you link the file here. So this less than sign is used for showing the path of the file. Now it is already in the current folder, so I just use the relative path for the file. Then this content type here will be image.jpg. Now here you can use any file, that is txt document, then pdf, or any file you can use. So you just have to change this content type and the file name and link it here. Now as you see that in above I just wrote two hyphens following the boundary name, and at the last I'll also add two hyphens at the end which says that this request body is ending here. So after that anything I write will be treated outside this request, so it will not be sent along with this request. So when I send this request, yeah, so you can see the same exact response which we saw in Postman. So it is basically the server is basically successful to parse the files along with the data. Now I know this must seem a little complicated, the left hand part, but why I used this is because sometimes there are requests where you just send the image. So for that you will see Just a second. Yeah, for that you will see just this thing, but it will not actually make your concepts clear because you don't know that apart from this, if you want to send any data as a JSON or any other field, then how will you send? So I just included this example which contains your request.body like plain text as well as the file both in the same request. So I hope this makes it pretty clear, and in case there's any doubt you can feel free to ask below in the comment section, or you can directly message me on my Instagram or LinkedIn anywhere. So I hope you like the videos. Thank you.